Hello friends, in this session we'll be taking a look at the actual creation of the response file. This is the most important single step in the entire installation process. If you have your answer file or the response file correct, the installation will go smooth, and even after the installation the validation steps are dependent on what you have provided in the answer file or the response file. Before you can create a default response file, you need to install OpenStack Packstack, which will be from the RDO repository which we already created. This only needs to be done on the controller node. And once it is installed, you can generate a default response file uh, for it. To generate the response file, the command is this. You can place it in a particular location and then modify the response file. Packstack is installed, and now we will generate a default answer file which will be our base version. So the answer file has been generated as answers underscore base. Now we'll modify according to our requirements and to make it work, and I'll walk you through what all we are going to modify uh, so that the installation goes smoothly. So on the left hand side, we have the base file which was generated by Packstack, which is a default file. And on the right hand side, I have the modified file and certain modifications. So I'll explain each and every modification, what is the significance of that, and what its value should be. So first you may want to change the default passwords in the response file. Additionally, you can enable Panco for event services, Sahara for data processing, Heat for orchestration, and Magnum for management. And also you can enable Trove, OpenStack database. You need to configure a NTP servers, pool.ntp.org. Exclude servers is useful when you're doing reinstallations or installations after the base installation has been done. That way you can selectively install certain servers and exclude the remaining servers from the installation. Controller host, you need to specify the management IP. By default, it will pick up the default route IP, which may be a netted IP, but you need to find and replace all these instances occurrences with your management IP of the controller node. Compute host is 172.16.128.2, which we have added. By default, it expects to install networking, compute, and controller all on the same node, but we need to separate it out into controller, compute, and network host. There can be multiple compute hosts as well as multiple network hosts. Going forward, the storage host will be the controller node itself, so we specify. And keep in mind, though there is a provision for host name specification instead of IP specification, but that generally doesn't work, and we have tried couple of times. The Packstack installation fails if you try to use host name based addressing. So specify IP addresses which can be later switched to host names, which we'll explain in later sessions. Going further down, we need to change the subject CN of the SSL certificate, which is going to, we will let it install a self-signed certificate, and in later session enabling SSL will provide the details how to convert it to a third party or a CA certificate. AMQP host will be the controller's management IP. MariaDB will be again be controller's management IP. You can leave the passwords as the default generated ones, or you can specify them. LDAP URL, be sure to change it. So you can find and replace all the occurrences of the internet or the netted IP of the controller node to the management IP, because we want it configured by the management IP, not by the internet access IP of the controller node. Glance backend can be a file or it can be switched to Swift. We have switched it to Swift. Cinder backend will be LVM, and we do not want Packstack to create Cinder volume because it is going to create a loopback device, which is not ideal for production deployments. And we'll specify no here because we have already created Cinder volumes on a separate drive, which is more performant as compared to a file-based block storage. So here we are specifying the name of the volume group which we created. So remember in our earlier session we created a volume group. Exactly the name we have created should be specified here. The size is irrelevant because that's defined already. You can leave the password as it is. Now this is a important element to change. The RAM allocation ratio, which means how much over allocation of memory can happen, is generally set to 1.5, but we have seen that up to 4 times RAM over allocation can be done safely. So you can change 1.5 to 4. The compute migrate protocol could be changed from SSH to TCP, because TCP networking is available, but for SSH we'll have to set up trust between all the compute nodes. So we have switched it to TCP based migration. Now this is a key point. The Neutron L3 external bridge should be set to provider, not to a specific bridge. Otherwise you'll have to set up virtual interfaces, etc. on the compute and the network nodes. So this is key. Please make it provider, because we'll be using a provider network. You can enable firewall as a service and VPN as a service, which is by default disabled. In the Neutron ML2 type drivers, you need to change it to from Geneve and flat to flat and VXLAN, and make sure that flat is the first element in this provided list. Otherwise, we have faced certain problems later on. So flat, comma, VXLAN should be specified here. Tenant network type should be VXLAN. ML2 mechanism driver, instead of OVN, we are going to use Open vSwitch. You can, if you plan to have a whole lot of virtual machines, you can change the VNI ranges from 10 to 100 to 10 to 10,000. The Newton L2 agent should be changed from OVN to Open vSwitch. We'll be providing this sample file so that you can refer and compare it with your response file or answer file. This is a working response file which has steadily worked for us for at least 20-30 different installations. Yeah, this is an important switch. Uh, OBS bridge interfaces. Now, on the network node, remember we had one interface for external connectivity. So, this is that interface name. So, it could be ENO1, ENS33, or ENS35 on the. So, go back to your network node and identify the network, the internet connectivity interface. So, in our case, it's ENS33. That's why we have specified ENS33 here after BREX colon. Now, bridge on the compute bridges, there will be interface with 192.168.1 IP address, which is for Inter-VM communication, that interface name should be specified here. In our case on the compute node, it is ENS38. So that's why and you can respectively change it according to your setup. This is also important configuration. The tunnel subnet, if defined, helps in the communication and the configuration setup later on. So you need to specify your subnet for your inter-VM communication between the network node and the compute node. Horizon SSL, we want to enable SSL in Horizon, and okay, this is important. The Swift storage. Remember, we created two partitions, one for on dev SDB, one for block storage, and one for object storage. The object storage was SDB2, dev slash SDB2. That partition needs to be specified here to create the object storage configuration. The Swift storage file system type was XFS, which we created. So we'll specify XFS here. We don't want to provision demo data. OpenStack comes with a demo data, demo virtual machines, demo router, demo network, but that all creates unnecessary configurations which we may have to later clean up. But it's optional. If you are trying for the first time, you may want to provision the demo, but I recommend not creating the demo and manually creating so that you're familiar with the creation of a network, router, virtual machines, connecting the interfaces, creating a provider network and a public floating IP network. So that concludes the comparison and configurations, and we are ready with a response file which can be used for the installation.